let's learn a little bit about the anatomy of the spine. So we have a spine model here, and we're going to break it down into regions. So you have your cervical spine up here from the base of the skull coming down. That's what we call our neck. We have from here to about here is going to be your thoracic spine, or your mid back or upper back, a lot of people call. And then you have your lumbar or your lower back region, which then attaches down at the sacrum, the pelvis, and that's kind of blends us into our lower body. So each one of these little white pieces is a different level of the spine, where that's your vertebrae, and then these little kind of jelly-like structures in between each level, that's your disc. So a lot of times you hear about disc bulges and herniations. This little red mark here, that's a representation of a disc herniation or a disc bulge, where that jelly-like disc broke or is pushing out, and then it can push out onto these little yellow pieces, which is a nerve. And you can see through here, between those levels of the spine, we have our spinal cord. So that travels down the spine, and then on each side, nerve roots pop out each side. So those nerve roots in the upper body, that could be your median nerve, your ulnar nerve, nerves that go down into the arm, and then in the lower body, that's going to turn into your sciatic nerve and a number of other nerves. So when we have a herniation, say you got a herniation from deadlifting and you rounded the spine too much and that's how it initiated. That can be a couple different directions, where posterior would just be straight back, or posterolateral, meaning back into the side a little. That's kind of a representation here. So as the spine flexes, that can push out a little bit, which is why sometimes when people have that kind of injury, they will complain about when they're sitting in a rounded position at work or driving, their symptoms may increase. So then, it pushes on the nerve, it can increase your symptoms a little bit, and that's where physical therapy comes into play. We can work on teaching you what are your aggravating symptoms, what are your relieving postures, and learning to slowly heal over time and get back to activity.